Nancy Grace took a short break from her Missing White Girl hour to sit down with 2 Chainz and ask the important question, is pot to blame?
So many young adults look up to you. Can I ask you, when you hear about cases like this, why do you still support the legalization of marijuana? Look at this baby.
That's what I was telling you earlier about trying to classify her as something that we would all do once we would smoke a joint. I feel like she was irresponsible. I feel like she was a bonehead. That was an imbecile move.
2 Chainz sat down with Nancy Grace yesterday for a hilarious interview debating the pros and cons of marijuana legalization. Nancy says she chose 2 Chainz for this interview because young people look up to him and because, shockingly, he's actually smart. She points out that he got a 4.0 in college because apparently someone who's a really successful musician couldn't possibly be smart. Nancy's argument is that marijuana use by parents endangers children, and she takes time to point out one example of an abusive mother giving a 2-year-old marijuana. And 2 Chainz' response is, you can't use these particular stories to define everybody that has recreational use. And he follows up with, these people are imbeciles. Pretty much sums it up.
But what about these people? That's what makes me keep arguing about this, 2 Chainz. People like this.
It's the same thing we talked about earlier, darling, with the legalization of alcohol. You will find some footage like this, but everybody is not doing this. Everybody won't be. Some people actually love their child.
Nancy also took issue with a couple of 2 Chainz lyrics, including, I don't fear death or dying, I only fear not trying, and smoking California weed with California hoes. True. He responded by saying that he is a good father personally and that he would not encourage his young children to sell or use marijuana. The whole What's Trending team is really fascinated that these are the lyrics that she chose to pull out because one of our writers found this great one from Gucci Mane's Dirty Cup. Opposite of being broke Mane, cocaine dope man, got them J's smoking out of Coke can. I'm extremely white, and he's actually telling you how to make a pipe in that song. So I'm thinking that's a little more than California hoes. 2 Chainz also argues that arresting people for using pot is just wasting taxpayers' money. Now it's time for some comments. Basically, every single comment is on 2 Chainz' side, including this one from a Southern writer who says, Nancy is all over the place in this interview, emotional and making no sense. I can name plenty of things that are way worse than what 2 Chainz is doing. And Jason Liv says, I don't smoke pot, never have, never will, but this lady Nancy Grace is a complete dickhead asshole and doesn't make much sense with her whole argument. She comes across as having an unbalanced mind and she seems overly angry. I'm not gonna say I'm a fan of Nancy Grace, but I will say that I did tune into more of her Casey Anthony coverage than I really care to admit, but dickhead asshole is not too far from the truth. So now it's time for you to weigh in. Who do you think won this debate, and why do you think everyone hates Nancy Grace so much? Leave us a comment letting us know what you think, give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more of What's Trending Now.